go. Hey, Kev, you might want to adjust the way that who that's looking at.
Kev, get that.
Kev, can you get that?
No, I'm in the shot. You see that white?
You are not in the shot. Tom's not in the shot.
It's done.
Do it with your good hand.
There you go. Kev's not in the shot.
That's my strong hand.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I don't need,
Like that.
Yeah, get my breast.
Wow, dog. Okay. Yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah, y'all came back now. I gotta get them.
That's why I'm fucking on my diet,
So
boy.
I gotta...
Recording now, so.
Oh, shit, I gotta put the fucking limiter back on there. God damn it. No, I'm gonna do it raw. Just be on the mic and just don't go too high. Right. Just be on the mic.
No, this is
not on it, but like on it.
I'm telling you what to do.
That's all. You son of a bitch.
Dragging.
Oh, we're recording.
Dragging me prostitution tips.
Oh, people are, all right.
Go ahead.
Ready to go? All right, cool. Welcome to the Opinionated Podcast. We're your host.
That's cool, Kev.
Dash.
And I'm Big Dre. And we got a special guest.
You waited this time.
Introduce yourself, sir.
Francis London, what's up?
What's going on? So we got a really, really, really good show today, packed with information. We're just going to get right to it. Kev, can you please explain what we're talking about?
We're talking about Francis London's clothing line, Ugly Duklyn.
Okay.
And we want to talk to the man how it got started, to help people out there that's trying to pursue this business aspect, what to expect.
Got you. First of all, can you spell that?
Yes, it's Ugly Duklyn, UGLYDUKLYN.
Nice,
Ugly
okay.
Duklyn.
How bad did you want to say
You ain't got no alibi.
After you said UGLY? It was killing me to not cut you off, but we serious
I felt
today.
it.
Yeah.
I felt it in my bones. I said,
We're
nah.
serious today. Nah, man. So yeah, first question I got is, how'd you get started?
I got started in 2009. My brother opened up a retail store, and I was heavy into street fashion. So I would always get Supreme, 10D, Underground, like coveted streetwear brands. And my brother opened up a retail store in Pennsauken where he would sell, exclusive Nikes. He would have exclusive Tier 0 accounts. So we would have to go to Magic so he can get those accounts. And so I would go out there. Magic is a trade show in Vegas.
Gotcha.
And they do it twice a year, and all the big brands go out there, and the celebrities, all the, all the creators and the streetwear fanatics go, and, you get the new trends, the latest sneaker drops, and it's it's a community, you know what I mean? And I went out there with my brother, and he was like, yo, you should start a clothing line, like, you know what I mean? I think your name and everything, the brand, because I used to rap. So he was like, yo, you should start a clothing line called Ugly Duklyn, and that's how it got birthed.
Was that your rap name?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm.
That's a dope rap name.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when it comes to like starting a clothing line, like was it really just that easy where you just like, yeah, I'm gonna start one? Like what did you start with? Like t-shirts?
No. I had to build a community. I mean, t-shirts, yeah, putting out a t-shirt, but then what did the t-shirt represent? There had to be a meaning of it, so I had to like build a story. Because that's the era I come from. When you push a brand, there's a story behind it.
Absolutely.
So you have to build something up and tell a story. Right. And that's what people resonated with brands back in the day, as I did, like with a Nike or with a Reebok. There was always a storyline behind whatever they was pushing.
Because people don't necessarily buy you, they buy the story. And I'm that way now.
Yes.
Like, I won't buy your shit if I don't know anything about you. But if you say, like, look, man, I started this in my, like, Apple. Motherfucker started it in the garage. And you know the story.
Yes.
And you like, I respect the brand that much more.
Yes. So, how hard was it? I mean, you said this was around 2009. I mean, social media was a thing, but it really wasn't where it is right now, where, anybody can start a brand and they can just go to Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, and just boom, put it up there, and everybody knows about it. Because 2009 was, the birth. I mean, I ain't gonna say it was the birth of social media, but it was at the beginning. Like before.
Definitely at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was very hard. Very hard. When I got into it, I started learning that it wasn't black industry.
Ooh,
and that was the catch-22, because I know we drive the industry, but then when I got into it, I was like, all right, let me see if I can find some black-owned distributors. There is none. Mm-hmm. So it's like, wow, all right. So then you find out the brands that we resonate with, that we give our money to, the head designers are not African American.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not black. So it's like, wow, like I'm really in a field where I don't see my people, but yet we generate the culture.
Right.
So it was very hard. And the hardest thing was trying to get my people to resonate with my brand. And that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Because you know we
always want to question. We always want to question our people. We always want to look for a discount, hook up. Hey, listen, give me this for free, and I'll do this for you. Like, instead of when you see Tommy Hilfiger. I mean, it came out of nowhere into our industry, but when it came out amongst black people, we just I got to have a Tommy Hilfiger shirt.
Yeah. Well, even that, I mean, just think about the clothes that were created, or clotheslines that were created by black people that got disintegrated, like FUBU. Mm-hmm. At one point, FUBU was hot, and then as soon as that shit wasn't socially acceptable, that shit got clapped. Think about it. You ain't clown somebody over some FUBU shit at some point?
Because I think it was...
Yeah, FUBU was never cool.
Yeah, because you found out black people, you found out what the name was.
No.
For us bias.
It just wasn't cool.
It just wasn't
like
cool.
It just wasn't appealing.
What's the one that people like now? Like North Face or
North
South Pole?
Oh, South Pole. You couldn't wear South Pole back in the day.
But South Pole was big when it first came out.
Nah, man, you couldn't wear no South Pole.
We didn't fuck with South Pole at all. Like niggas wearing South Pole will clown you.
Yes.
From the rip.
Yes. But
don't be mad at me. Why you look at me like that?
But to Kev's point, South Jersey, cats did wear South Pole.
Yeah,
but because I was into streetwear and I knew like certain brands were a no-no. It was universal. You know what I mean? You know certain brands are universal that you just, like you said, FUBU wasn't universal.
Right.
Because FUBU, cats rocked it in Chicago. Cats rocked it in South Jersey. Cats rocked it in Connecticut. Cats rocked it in New York here and there. But even in New York, it wasn't like popping. You know what I mean? It wasn't like in Nietzsche. Like Nietzsche was a universal.
Yes.
Fat Farm universal. Certain Rockaware universal. Some brands that just are like regional. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's what that was with South Pole.
Yeah.
I could say that about a lot of brands. I didn't know what the fuck the North Face was. Now,
North Face.
I was about all that shit.
It was always expensive though. That shit was never cheap. North Face.
Yeah, but
it wasn't not to say it's not for us, but it wasn't meant for us. It was like hiking gear and cold.
When I went to my family,
that shit was
Columbia.
Them shit were always expensive.
My family in New York would have that shit. Like, oh, you ain't got a North Face down here? I'm like,
nope. Now I want one.
That was like polo to the next level for them. You know what I'm saying?
But the reason why though we bought North Face, Columbia's, is because back then when we would hustle, they had the extra pockets, and in wintertime it would get cold. Those jackets kept you warm. And you can always keep your hands in your breastplate, you know what I'm saying, where you had your packs, your dimes, your necks, whatever, boom, bust a track real quick, boom, get right back to it. And they had compartments, cops come, pull you up, pat you down, you know what I mean? You had the pockets. That's why we bought it. But then it became fashionable, you know what I'm saying? But
that's how state property wear was. They made mad pockets in they shit.
Definitely.
Remember the jeans? They had the jeans with the hidden pocket on the inside. I was like, these niggas is crafty.
Those are street niggas making
street clothing.
See, I never questioned that. I never questioned cause where I come from, like my cousins and all them, they was on the corner. I ain't never sell drugs a damn. I would have been terrible at it.
Yeah.
But that's what they did, and all I did was dress exactly like them.
Facts.
So the niggas on the street, that's how I dress. So like when the Woolridges came out, I didn't realize, like as you talking, I'm like, oh shit. Like I had a Woolridge, probably the best coat I ever owned in my fucking life. This is the best coat. But they had the pockets here, pockets on the inside, big pockets down here, and I never thought about, hey, this is where I can hide my drugs or whatever.
Like my cousin's
but it was the warmest shit ever.
That's like the army jackets and niggas used to wear back in the day when the 90s you had. I'm like, damn, why these niggas
bombers.
the army bombers? I had to have it.
Flight jackets?
Not the flight jackets, the army. You remember Wu-Tang in 92 when you had when niggas came out the military style fatigues.
Oh, the actual military
jackets. So that shit had pockets everywhere. And they had an extra layer that had a pocket behind it. Then it was a layer on top of it that kept you warm. That you couldn't get access to this pocket.
Okay.
Unless you unbutton the inside.
So that's when you see their drugs.
Or
other,
that's
drugs on that accoutrement.
Your gun is your pocket big enough to throw a little gun in there that you can get out. It won't get stuck.
See, but you don't. That's the crazy. Like it's crazy that you say. You didn't think about that as a kid. You just thought
I just see
this is what everybody got
on the corner wearing, so I have to have the niggas on the corner guys.
It's like it's the niggas with the Burlington Coat Factory version of them. And then it's the Woolridge. I had to make sure I had the fucking Woolridge, like nothing else. It was awesome. Yeah. But when it comes to
that would lead to the next thing, inspiration.
Right. Like, so in the early stages, because I would like to go there in the early stages. Like, what did you use as inspiration? Because, like, I don't think did we talk about what did you start making first? Like, what was the go-to when you first started going?
No, we started talking.
All right, so we can go back. For me, where it started at was my mother used to be a seamstress, and growing up in London, England,
shit, you grew up in London?
Yeah, I was born.
We didn't talk about that.
No, my bad. We know it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was born.
Hey, they introduced me to powdered milk.
Yeah.
Oh, they got
milk.
Milk.
I didn't know. We was kids back then. Yeah. They had this terrible fucking fearsome albino German Shepherd. This shit was like all white.
Oh, he was from Germany though.
Yeah, he had to be because that motherfucker was dangerous. But that motherfucker was dangerous. He was different. And we used to be over there and they would be like, "You want me to get some cereal?" And I'd be like, "Where? You want some cereal?" Sure. And they pull out a can. And I'd be like, that.
Milk.
Like, it's milk. You ain't never had it before? I'd be like, nah.
How you use the milk in a jug. How you make it?
No, it comes in a can.
Yeah,
you can buy it.
You just mix it with water.
Or I make it with milk. I make my porridge. Yeah.
Oh, you be eating. Oh shit, you from London.
Well, I'm Ghanaian, so it's an African thing. Like we eat porridge.
Got you. Okay.
You know what I mean? Farina. Cream of wheat. You know what I mean? Like. That's what we,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. No, you good. You good.
Francis London, you didn't catch on with that?
Yeah.
I mean, I just thought it was a fly ass nigga.
Listen to earlier, there's always a story.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so when you started, you said your mother was a seamstress.
My mom was a seamstress, so she would, sometimes she wouldn't have no babysitter. And, when my mom was young, so she ain't had no babysitter, so they would allow her to bring me up there, and I'm like 5, 6, and I would sit there and just watch her and be fascinated how they would just get materials and make dresses and garments. And then, I became my mother's muse. Like, I would tell her, like, what was dope. Like, when my mom used to go out, I would, like, be like, nah. She would ask me.
Wow.
And then it became the whole family would ask me, like, yo. And I was young. They would ask me, like, yo, what is dope? And I would always know, what looked dope. I don't know. It just was just instant.
You got the eye.
It's just weird. I can't explain it, but I always had it. Even if when I don't have, like, I never had the money to get the brands, I would always get the off brands and still make it work. Make it fly. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if we talk about inspiration, we could say that your mother was inspiration.
Almost definitely. But my inspiration when it comes to like fashion is like Marvin Gaye. Like Marvin Gaye was like the flyest motherfucker, period. Like, if you look at Marvin Gaye's outfits, just take away his music genius, but his outfits were always on point. And he was so fly, he didn't even have a shape up.
Oh, shit.
He would have dope-ass beanies, rock a jersey, fly-ass, you know what I mean, leather boot, you know what I mean, with like, you know what I mean, army pants, or like silks, you know what I mean, silk, like he just always mixed the street with high-end fashion. And I just was always gravitated to him, you know what I mean? That's my inspiration, where I get my flyness from.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Would that be, and this is such a broad question, but would that be the gist of your brand? Not that there is a gist, but like
street
mixed with high fashion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I wouldn't say high fashion, but it's definitely a luxury brand. It's definitely a luxury brand.
Okay.
And we can, I'll explain that more as we get into
Please.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Please, absolutely. So which leads me to my next question. When it comes to starting your brand, the early shit that happened, because it's like, even with us, like, Opinionated is a brand.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a brand that we're trying to build. And it's some learning curves.
Yeah, because when we start, like now,
I mean,
I look at the numbers. I check every time I get up. I check numbers. I check the numbers. How many plays? How many downloads? What episode did what? What episode failed? What episode bombed? And I'm like, damn. And I doubt myself on some episodes. Like, damn, I don't want to never do another topic that goes this way because this shit just failed. But not thinking like, hey, maybe nobody was checking for it, but you know, it resonated with my core fans. Like, did you ever have like, damn, I threw this shirt out, ain't nobody fucking with, like the self-doubts, like, damn, like, why ain't nobody fucking with this? I think it's dope, but why don't they think it's dope?
Early.
This is early.
Yeah. But there was always something that made me continue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the rejection
message
just made me just keep going even more harder. Because I feel like, you know, where we grew up at, where we came from, we always had to be like, we always had a chip on our shoulder. And then when growing up in Chislehurst, growing up in West Acco, you know what I mean? We were like the throwaways, the castaways.
Yep.
They called us trees and dirt and all that shit.
They called us West Africans.
I've heard that before.
They called us West Africans.
West Africans, all types of shit. So let alone we came from like, you know what I mean? You would, now that I'm older, you would say it was real country bunking, like, it was real country, you know what I mean? But like, come, I don't give city or not, come up in there and think you're gonna do something.
And we all fought for each other.
Yeah,
No matter if we had
it was a
problems with
different
somebody
vibe.
else, if you
It was a
came from
different
out of
vibe.
town fucking with somebody,
It was the
we
different
wouldn't let
vibe.
that shit slide.
It was a different vibe. We didn't know we was country, but Chislehurst, West Acco is definitely country. It's a country vibe, you know what I mean? But
yes,
yeah,
definitely out in the sticks.
Yeah.
so when it comes to doubts, like I always had a chip on my shoulder with that. Coming from that, we always had to fight and let niggas know from Sequoiaville or wherever.
Philly,
Philly, whatever. We ain't no
slow.
punks, no slouch.
We just,
You
we
know
live in
what
the
I mean?
woods.
So with that, rejection came, and then all that. So when cats didn't like, you know, fuck with my shit, it was cool. But the very few people that fuck with it kept me going. You know what I mean? Like in my earlier stages, I can honestly say Kev like cop hats from me, and I mean, like I remember at the Brown auction, he came and supported me. So shit like that makes me be like, yo, I'm gonna keep going. It just one or two people could cop from you. They don't even know. The people out there, all y'all watching, like you support somebody just buying a shirt or a hoodie or a jacket, whatever they selling. You don't know how much it means to them. And like, it would mean a lot to me. And it would make me like, all right, you know what? Just because I sold 2 shirts this week, I'm all right with that. At least I sold 2 shirts. I'm going to keep on going. And then you got to keep on going, because when I look back and when I started to my merch now, hell no, it wasn't ready back then.
Okay.
It wasn't ready back then.
Right.
I was new to the game. I didn't know all about merch like I know now. I didn't know the QCMs and, you know what I mean, how much it weighed and
all
that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just I mean, I mean, it's a lot.
damn.
I mean, yeah. But, you know, it's just a lot. Like, you got to just go through, you know what I mean, that you don't know. Like,
Right.
so, like, when people talk about Ye is absolutely right when he was trying to tell Sway, like, you don't understand. Like, unless you're in it, you find, like, you're alienated. Like, there is no representation of black anything. So when you make anything, they only have it to where you could just make, like, a T-shirt or anything like that.
Right.
But when you think bigger, like, no, fuck that.
Like
I wanna
Ralph.
like, I want to make sneaks. I want to make fucking duffel bags. I want to make jackets. You got to go to China, or you got to go Pakistan, or you got to go all these other places, you know what I mean, to get your merch. You know what I mean? As a distributor. And then, you know what I mean, you got to, like, fight. Like, you know what I mean? Then you got to get accounts. Now you got to find the places that's going to carry your shit, right? That's just as good as the Gucci's or Columbia or Tommy Hilfiger or all these brands. Now you got to convince them to fuck with your shit.
Damn.
Wow.
You understand?
Over other people's or just in
Over just
addition?
yours, period.
Yeah, just to get a slot, just to
Just
get
to
a
get a
one
slot.
shelf.
If you're trying to get on that level,
Right.
and then when you get on that level, then you got to show them that you're reputable. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it. So, you know, everybody that's out there want to get into the streetwear brand or just a clothing line, period. How far do you want to go? Do you really want to be one? Because if you think about it, right? How many black-owned lifestyle brands is popping right now?
Popping? I'm
Yes.
not sure. I'm not even sure.
They all gone.
Yeah.
Fat Farm was LL. Rockwear
was not LL. That
No,
was,
but
that
who
was
was that?
Russell.
Russell.
No, Fat Farm was
Russell.
Yeah.
You had Wu Wear was Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You had Rockefeller, which
I think can make a comeback, to be honest. But anyway, go ahead.
Then you had
Fubu.
Diddy. You had Fubu. What was Diddy?
Sean John.
Sean John.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of what else.
He's a whole brand though. That's
Oh.
that's a Diddy. That's
Yeah,
different.
but
But
still, he had the
we
Sean
talk
John.
about lifestyle brands.
I'm very curious.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need money, but like I am very interested in Master P's brand, his shoe brand. Like,
Okay.
what do you think about? Like, you know about Munyati's?
Yeah, they
Like, what
fire.
do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's fire. The concept and everything is fire. I like how he changed because originally, you know, he had outsourced and got, you know, and just paid the money for the sole. It wasn't really his shoe.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? But now he can honestly say that it is his shoe now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's big business when you try to like be a real brand. When you try to make a real shoe, it's hard to do it because what they do is they have samples out there where you buy molds of the shoe, which cost like $10,000.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Just to get the mold.
Just the mold.
Just
Okay.
the mold. Just the mold. Just
Somebody
the mold,
designs
$10,000.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
So you're buying. I'm guessing you're buying their
model,
license, their
their
model.
model or whatever, and then
Okay.
you just throw your
You put
logo
your name
all
on
on it, and then that's the shoe. But then when you got somebody that thinks bigger than that, like, no, fuck that. I want to make my own shoe. I want to make my own shoe, distribute my own shoe. Then it's like, dude, you gotta have the capital to do that, and it's hard.
So that would
Sure.
lead into my next question, the non-believers, because when you see the Mianis, and Pete talks about like nobody really wants to fuck with it.
I'm going to jump in on that
Brainwashed.
because we're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah, because
Doesn't
we're
make
brainwashed.
any
So you
sense.
don't think
Why
you
would you
supposed
spend
to?
your money?
Because nobody thinks
Why?
about.
Why spend $200 and whatever on Jordans that came out 15 different times, but not say, you know what, Master P got some shit that, like, as far as high fashion, like you can throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the looks, I'm guessing I don't wear high fashion,
Because it's not popular, supposedly.
but why?
It's just like the Shaq.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. If Meek wear it, then it's cool, right?
Yeah.
No.
Dog,
Just because Meek wear it don't mean it's cool. You gotta understand. Throwing Master P shoe against a Jordan shoe is just hard. That's
it
just
is.
a
I ain't gonna
classic.
lie, because I
That's
do love
just a
Jordans.
class. That's just a classic.
But just say just Nike.
And we know the quality.
Just say about
That's
Nike in
true.
general.
And,
Just say
but just Nike general, but you know what you're gonna get.
with
So
Nike.
when you're with
As far as
a
quality
Master P
goes.
shoe quality,
Okay.
but the quality is good. You know what I mean? But then it's all about the brand. Like that's why I feel like what black owners do, they always try to like be
Give
one
the sympathy
on
vote.
one. No,
okay.
they be one on one with their brand. You got to distance yourself from your brand. That's why I don't associate myself with my brand. If you ever look on our website or our social media, you don't see me in there. I don't.
You don't.
No,
Yeah, because I just found out.
separate.
Like say this right here.
Okay.
Moneybagg Yo. Everybody likes him as a rapper.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I just found out the dude that's behind Moneybagg Yo, like who got him in the rap game, who owns the rap label, is Zach Randolph. That used to play for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I heard that shit, I'm like, what?
This
Now, if I would have heard Zach Randolph had an artist named Moneybagg Yo, I'm like, what does basketball player know about rap? Like, I ain't fucking with this nigga. But because I never knew it, and then I heard Moneybagg Yo, I'm like, I like him. Now that I found out Zach Randolph, I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like, he has an art. That's crazy that this basketball player found a dope rap artist. Where he would have been a basketball player and try to present you with a dope rap artist, you would automatically dismiss it because you're like,
listen,
only thing you know is basketball, bro.
Niggas did that shit for years. Shaq did it with rap, which he actually wound up being. Damian Lillard changed his shit too.
Yeah.
But like Allen Iverson, favorite player in the world.
But
that nigga rapped. I said, please keep that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Kobe did it, and I said, please keep.
But
that
I'm
shit.
saying Zach didn't. He's not the rapper, but he found Moneybagg Yo.
Right? Yeah, of course.
So how would you feel like? He dissed himself. I didn't know that.
And he didn't really that brand.
He didn't really want people like even when somebody asked him, he didn't really want to discuss it. He was like, damn niggas. But I'm like, Moneybagg Yo is dope. I don't think everybody's gonna dismiss it now because he already got a name established for himself. But that's what you're saying.
And I think you're right though, because like with P, he's very close to it. Like he's really really close. Like if he's talking about that, like he's talking about him wearing it. He's talking about. You know what I mean?
Then you see Master P like, damn.
And he'll say,
music,
yeah,
bro.
niggas don't really fuck with this shit.
I've never really looked at him like that because he's got his hands in so many different things that I didn't never.
But just look though, like you don't see the owners of Adidas or Nike or any other top brands out there pushing the owners as the focal point.
Right.
And I feel like that's I don't
like the brand ambassadors.
I don't want to be that. I'm 41 years old, bro.
Okay.
Nobody wants to see no fucking old head out here trying to be cool, and I'm not trying to wear some of the shit that you know what I mean. I make it, and you know I represent the culture, but what I'm saying is me at my age, that's not me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be wearing certain things. You know what I mean? I keep it true to my era. You know what I mean? That's what inspires me. But nah, like. Other than that, man, like you gotta like separate yourself from the brand because if you don't, once people look at you and be like, all right, now you old or like you lose or whatever run you have, then your brand dies.
Right, because once you off. They like, oh, it's not cool to wear that shit.
Yeah, that's all like that's how it happened to everybody with the Fat Farms. Because when Fat Farm at one point in time, Def Jam was winning.
Yeah.
Now you think of Def Jam, who the fuck is on Def Jam now? Can you really honestly say, Sean? Can you name 10 people on Def Jam? Can you name 5 people that's on Def Jam?
I can, but that's a whole different.
But I'm saying, can you name them?
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
But before, like niggas seen Def Jam, you like, damn, boom, 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 boom.
That was
named off the rip of your head, like, all right, these are the top. But now, like,
shit,
he's on Def Jam.
But that's even a conversation. Once Def Jam wasn't considered cool to be. Niggas didn't even want to go there anymore, which, like, it's the same thing. You wouldn't want to buy their product, kind of. Yeah. Like, not us as consumers, but, like, the people who wanted to sign their business.
Well, now, I mean, music is just so different. Def Jam got so many little sub-companies underneath it. You like this sub-company, but you don't know that they owned by Def Jam. You don't really know that you actually like
There's artists like that. I don't know.
I didn't know Rosenberg just left, so.
Niggas say Def Jam, I'm like, shit, niggas still go to Def Jam to get records.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's why you saying
it's
you
like
just see yourself in the brand. Yeah, fashion.
Like, you still go to Models to get clothes.
Nigga, listen.
I'm joking.
Got Nike there, nigga, cleaning niggas out.
I haven't been there in years.
Cleaning niggas out.
When it comes to like starting and like the difficulties in starting, like I'm very interested in the financial part because like even us, like we, you know, I mean, we got some things we trying to do as far as like, you know, with opinionated gear and shit like that. What does it really take financially?
It takes a lot of money. A lot of money.
If you had a number.
Nah, you can't have a number.
Not baseball.
You can't have a number because everyone's budget's different. But I would just say you got to really sit down and prioritize. And really, if it takes the certain mic or a certain program or whatever it takes, like with me, these hats that I make, as you see, like it's really ugly Duklyn. It doesn't have another company in there,
right?
Or nothing
Yes,
like that.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And the quality's good because
it's
it's like a Mitchell and Ness quality for his hat, but it's yours.
It's mine.
Yeah,
Like I can honestly say, this is a brand that's black owned. You know what I mean? Like completely made, whatever. I mean, I outsource, but what I'm saying is, I don't use other companies to make my own thing.
You don't go buy this shit and put your shit on there.
No, you know what I mean?
You don't buy Mitchell and Ness and say slap ugly Duklyn, but when you turn the hat upside down, it's Mitchell and Ness on the inside.
Or like what a lot of brands do, they just buy like Champion blank tees or Champion black sweatpants and then put their brand on it. Nothing saying there's nothing wrong against it, but like I really want to be a brand. I really want to be a brand head to toe. Like
okay, so a person, let's say if you got a full-time job, would this be the arena to jump into?
I mean, for a while, but I quit my job.
Which is the dream.
And
that's the dream.
I mean, but it took me a while to quit my job because I had to build up. I had to build up to the point where
you can financially sustain yourself,
financially, or just have
and the business.
I have the
basics
confidence that I'm a blow now,
right?
Because you feel it when it's coming. You know what I mean? But it took me my 11th year though. My 11th year, but it took off. You know what I mean? And after 11 years, I was on some, then I chilled for some, wife, kids, marriage, whatever, you know what I mean?
Right.
But like, I'm now at the point where now I'm just constantly running, constantly putting out, you know what I mean, content and keep on going, and it's quality, and this is why I'm here where I'm at right now.
Well, people say it takes years to be an overnight success.
It definitely does.
You know what I mean?
You can't be, unless you,
ain't nobody ever heard of that rapper.
Some people know, but it's very rare. But some people do blow up. But like, I mean, it does take a long time because when you look into your archives, I always say to brands or people that started from the beginning to where they at now, always look at the beginning and then look where you at now, and that gauges where you want to be. If it still looks the same, you don't see no major changes, then you're really being lazy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you're gonna go through some. You're gonna have to go through rebranding. Like I know I did. Like my logo now is not the logo that I had 10 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, this wasn't the original logo.
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? But I knew at the time that my logo outgrew the brand and that I had to rebrand and make it more universal.
I would really, and I'm gonna be honest, would you be able to show them the logo?
I mean,
yeah, my bad. Because I really would like them to see that.
Just what?
Just go to
yeah, my bad, bro.
No, it's cool. All right. The hat.
Anything you want.
This is there you go.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
But so all right, so you gotta grow, but
that's the growth. So
let's stay here. Let's stay here for a little bit because we talk about financial difficulties, but I think at different stages, like a person who's this is what they're doing, like you, a person like you. I'm not going to say your exact investors. Is that something you also think about? Like, is that something you're doing? Okay.
Yeah, but also understand how much are you willing to compromise to get investors? Because once you get investors, now you really have to fucking produce.
Okay.
So
you don't really produce.
So you want to approach them when you know that you're. Okay, I got everything.
You should be
I got the store. I know you said I got the stores that can handle my product. I got the merchandise that you're going to require for me to get out.
Because they have to see a ROI.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I always looked at it like, you know what I mean? Like when I used to sell bud, I mean, sorry, but like,
allegedly,
like, but no, like, you know what I mean. You get to a point where sometimes always copping every week from your connect is too much, so you need to get front. But if he fronts you, you gotta know that you can handle that because he's gonna want his money.
Yes,
Same thing when you get an investor. If they invest in you, they're gonna expect a result.
Mm.
So don't just take the money knowing that, all right, I'm just starting up.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because some investors like investing in you and hit you with a high APR rate, and now you in debt.
You on the hook, yeah.
And then they take your bread.
They take your bread and all that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you just got to know where you at before you take the money. I always knew where I was at before anything. I was like, nah, I'm not ready yet.
So early in the game, you just from the muscle.
Because I knew, you know what I mean? The merch and everything, I had to know where to go get it at. I didn't know where to go get it at. You know what I mean?
Shit. How long did it take you to know where to go get it?
I mean, it took me like 2 years.
Damn, okay.
2 years.
Word.
You know what I mean? 2 years of grinding, like, finally, like, finding Alibaba, but then, like...
Finding your
Alibaba, you know what I mean? We talk about financials. I blew, like, I remember, like, I made a blunder, like, I asked for a hat. They showed me a picture, and before knowing about asking for a sample, I saw the hat.
Word.
And I just, paid the money, you know what I mean? And they sent me the hat, but it wasn't the same, as it was in the picture. And that was like, 11, 1200 I wasted. I couldn't even sell them out of one. And then I found out I sent it Western Union. You know what I mean? Like, I should have asked like PayPal. At least I had 45 days to get that covered.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So once I was like, all right, I got burnt, boom. And then I found out about samples. So then, all right, now I know about samples. Send me a sample. Boom. Oh, the sample, all right. I like the quality. I approve of it. Boom. Sent that back. Man, they sent me maybe 30% of what the sample was. And then 70% was all terrible. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you had to go through all that. Like I took a lot of L's.
Fuck.
Until one day, I'll never forget, I went to Complex Con and I saw Mark Echo sitting in the lobby. And I had a sample duffel bag. And
I like them duffel bags, by the way.
Appreciate it,
yeah.
Fire.
Appreciate it, brother. And I seen him and I was like, yo, man, let me just walk up on him and just ask him some questions. And then I started counting in my head like a nut. Like, I was all scared and shit to ask him. Then I was like, yo, do you know who the fuck you are? Like, yo, the worst he could say is no, man.
Right.
You don't fucking go ahead and just ask this boy a question. So I walked over there and I was like, yo, Mark Echo, I need 5 minutes to talk to you. And he was like, yo, I'll give you 3. I was like, all right, bet. So I'm talking to him about like, quality control.
Right.
He stops me mid-sentence and was like, yo, whose bag is that? I was like, yo, this is my bag, like my sample bag. He's like, this is what you need to push. He's like, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to give you some context in China and boom, you can get that bag done.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, bet. But then I'm like, yo, but like, how am I going to get the bags done? He's like, what do you mean? You go to China.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm like, what do you mean, like?
Pre-corona.
He like, yeah, pre-corona. He like,
make it clear.
no, like, he says, yo, I go to China like 4 or 5 times a year. Like, you gotta go over there. I was like, really? Like, yeah, or you're always gonna have this issue that you have. Because I was telling him about my issue.
Right, yeah.
And he was like, no, you have to go to China and go to their factories and make sure that these bags are done to your quality.
Boss up.
And that's how you
Word.
know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm like, all right, whatever. He gave me this information, whatever. I hit them up, asked for the sample bags, sent me the sample bags. Came out fire. So I'm like, all right, bet. So now I'm about to make my order. Hit him up like, yo, I'm coming out to, you know what I mean? Took that trip, went over there, factory, saw how everything was made, all that. I was like, wow, like my mind was just like,
that's fucking dope.
Yeah, it changed your way of doing business.
This was like, all right, bet. I'm I'm like, all right, now I know what it takes, right, to process a bag. Like, it takes a floor plan, line sheet. Like, I didn't even know what a line sheet was. Yeah, they told me a line sheet is just like the outline of what you're selling. So if I got this shirt right here, it would be a mock design of this T-shirt with this logo, the logo placement, how much the T-shirt costs retail, and how much it's going to cost wholesale.
Okay.
And then you got to show like the spring line of that, all in some line sheets, outlines, like, you know, colors and all that, like, you know what I mean?
Shit. Okay.
I'll show you, I got line sheets, and I'll show you what a line sheet look like.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a lot that gets into just a brand. Like, I never knew what line sheets was. And so once I started getting involved and like studying, I'm like, oh shit, I need a line sheet, I need an order form. Damn. I need an LLC. I need a trademark. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ducks in a row. Excuse the pun.
Then you start thinking like, damn, oh shit, like, this is why, because at first when everybody starts a business, you think you're gonna fucking make money so fast. I don't know why we think that. But then you're like, damn.
We brought up on quick money. We see niggas on the corner like this is quick money.
It's just quick money,
but
yeah.
Quick as it come in, quick
building
as
a brand is different.
Yeah.
Building a brand.
Definitely different.
It takes preparation. Like, I like how you guys got this set up, because now when you come in here, that's on your mind. Opinionated Media, Opinionated Podcast, it's embedded in me. I've been here 30 minutes and it's already embedded in me. So you guys have, that's a good marketing scheme. Like, sometimes you don't even know that you're marketing when you market it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's because you're on your grind and you got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Trying.
It's hard, but you got to keep pushing. If you don't, you'll never get to where you finally made it.
So I'm guessing that will be.
Well, I was gonna take that from what you're saying. Like, I think that's what you do in business or anything. Like, you autocorrect. You know what I mean? Like, when you hit a pitfall, you know what I'm saying? You analyze it, figure out, you know what I mean, and you know what to do next time. That's what I'm getting from your story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot, because I don't think everybody says you learn from your mistakes. You never learn from success. You learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely. Even the most billionaires
learn from success.
will tell you that.
Learn from your success.
Yeah.
If you always having successful moments, you never learn. And then when you have that moment when you fail, you're like, oh, what the fuck? You know, what am I going to do right now? Like, I'm stuck. Oh, what the fuck? I never been in this situation. All I did was
fail your way to success.
Yeah,
is a common term. You know what I'm saying?
You walk before you crawl. All that shit.
All that cool shit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, what I want to get into, like, we went over like the pitfalls and all that stuff, but what happened when did things start to change? Like, the growth came in.
When I rebranded my brand, when I had to realize and say, nah, you're not going in the right way. You're not going in the right direction. You're gonna have to rebrand.
Okay.
What year did you end up rebranding?
I rebranded 2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago. I knew certain designs that I wanted to put my brand on, it wasn't going to look right with the logo I had. And that no longer represented what the brand had grown up to be. So I had to rebrand and refocus. And that's when it changed.
So how hard was that? Because, you know, when you rebrand, sometimes you may lose your core following. And now you're trying to gain, you may have some of your core, but now you're trying to gain these new people that have the same faith that you build up with your old customer. Like, how hard was that, seeing that?
It wasn't hard for me because I knew we need to change in order to get where we at right now.
Okay.
I knew that. And I knew that, all right, the core audience is growing up with me. Your core audience will grow up with you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, they're going to be like, oh my God, yes. Because they see you, your core audience sees you where you envision yourself at. That's why they root for you to get there.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's what keeps me grounded and keeps me saying, you know what, all right. Now, I know for a fact I don't never have to rebrand ever again because I made the right conscious decision, settling on the right logo to represent the brand for a lifetime. Like a polo, like a Nike, like a Reebok. I'm good.
So because you eventually want people when they see your logo, they don't have to see that name attached to it. They already
they know exactly where it is.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
you got the ugly duckling joint.
Yeah,
like I see the duck right there. I see. Oh, you got the brown. Okay, you got the official shit. If I see because people always make you have the polo, and then you have
U.S. Polo Association.
U.S. Polo Association, where it's 4 horses.
There's two niggas on a horse. You're like, wait. hey, dog.
You remember the lash back you get if you was wearing Polo Association?
I never did.
Polo.
I'd rather wear
the lash that people would get.
Back then, I'd rather wear anything else other than fake shit.
Or my niggas, or my bootleg niggas that bootleg your shit and get something wrong, and they're like,
that's paying homage.
Yeah, it's
cool. Okay,
that's when you know.
Does it help your brand though?
It does. Yeah, it does.
When you think about it,
it does, and they should.
Okay, that's how you know you're winning when you got them niggas.
When niggas all
sewing ducks on their shit. Look, I bought at one point we got Tommy Hilfiger and all that shit from the stand. We had stands out on Germantown Ave.
Everybody know about the stands.
And niggas would go buy their shit from they call them, the Timbs was called Akis. The Akis. I didn't get those.
But you had to fake it to make it sometimes.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
Motherfuckers want to pick on you.
Yeah, I remember going to New York.
That's really what it's about.
I remember going to Canal Street.
I'm about to say, we used to New York.
White tees. Yeah.
Oh my God.
White tees saved the game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, white tees was my
tees,
jerseys. That's what you need.
That's all
I was getting Gucci suits back then. Gucci sweatsuits.
No, that was you. That was you, brother.
White tees saved.
Ain't nobody else wearing them Gucci suits.
Just had a nigga fly. I was in the streets fly, baby.
Had the velour Gucci suit.
I tell you, Kev, the only nigga I know that can pull bitches in that damn Gucci suit, man. They got two of them.
You got gold.
And they was velour.
They had the velour gold and gray Gucci suit.
One was like lion skin, like lion fur, brother.
Kev will wear that and then wear purple shoes with him. Purple and gold shoes. That nigga was fly as hell.
Can tell that nigga shit.
Still can't tell me shit.
Yeah, well, yeah. But, all right, so we got into the change, but where do you see your brand going from here? Shit, I know sky's the limit, but like specifically.
Just transitioning into a luxury brand. I had to be like different from just hoodies, hats, t-shirts, beanies, jackets. But now we got to the luxury travel bags.
Right.
And I feel like when we travel, there's not really that's fly for us that represents us. You know what I mean? So the travel bags is what I think is going to get us into the luxury avenue and take us to a different atmosphere, to be honest.
Yeah, because bags is the thing. Like niggas you see now, you see the Floyd Mayweather basketball.
That's the ones I looked at. I was like, I like them shits, yo.
Yeah, because
I would just buy one.
Yeah, that's the thing now. You see kids now, they got a bag. It's called getting to the bag. It ain't that for a reason. These niggas have their bag with their money in it, or whatever. They gotta have a fly bag on them to look nice. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got the Gucci, the Prada bags, or
I'm gonna tell you, as we're transitioning into like our later 30s, but you guys are already on the other side. I'm peeking over the edge. I'm 35. Y'all already there.
I'm over the mountain, bro.
He's there with us. You're a year behind.
It's this year. I'm looking at I find myself looking at remember we used to the dudes with the messenger bags. We'd be like, fuck, nigga, got a bag. You wearing a purse, nigga? No, nigga, I want a messenger bag. You know why? Because my stuff goes in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a nice way to have it. I don't want to I got this joint I got a duffel bag. I got it from Walmart or something like that. I want some fly leather shit, some cool shit to wear, so that I don't look like a thug everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? You want to be flyer. That's where shit is going. I
travel. So my travel bags gotta look as all my travel bags have to match. Like people are looking at your bags as you're coming through the airport, as you're coming into the port to drop shit off. Niggas is looking at your bag.
Can I be candid? What? All right. So
Oh shit.
When I went there, no, this it's about to be corny, but it threw my thinking to it. You know what I mean? So when I went down to Miami, I don't travel much, and it's something I want to change in my life. Something I am going to change in my life. Something I am changing. So when I went down to Miami, we went to visit my wife's peoples, and so we had our luggage and shit, but we was going to a hotel. Like it was a nice hotel. Like I think it was a 5-star. And so we used his bag or whatever, cause we was going there from his house. Mm-hmm. So we used his bag, and it was like a Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not gonna lie. It felt good to get some looks with the Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not going to lie. That shit, I'm just
LV. I'm about to walk around
niggas
and
thought I was
hold this bag close to me.
a football player or something. You know, they minds is going crazy, and you just like.
And here comes Andre.
I'm broke. Nigga, I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not we was in a certain kind of
area.
We had the look, is what I'm saying at the time, and it felt good. Like just from a simple article of clothing, or you know what I mean, just from that
ego booster.
Yeah, you feel good. You feel good getting some fucking looks when you look good.
I'm guessing that's what the design of your bag is, to have people say, "Damn, where that nigga get that bag from? I need to, you know."
That might be the mode for all clothing, isn't it? Where that nigga get that shit from?
But I'm saying with that bag, but your bag, your bag
direct you right to the link.
Yes.
And purchase it.
Yes.
Your card.
Which we'll be talking
because it is rich folks that, don't go out in the suit every day, that don't go out in the business. They want to dress, sometimes they want to dress down, but they don't always dress down to bust down the Nikes and shit. They still be busting down the high-end quality stuff, but you just don't know what it is, but it's still high quality. All right, yeah, I'm gonna wear my sweats and my t-shirt.
No ties,
but it's
no
not.
Nothing,
Not. There's no tag. You're like, oh, I got this shit from Walmart. But no, that's the sweatpants is $1,000. That shirt is $500. You don't know it because it just looks. But that's
material.
I'm just saying. I'm guessing that's for you. That's where you have
material though.
But I'm guessing that's your avenue that you're trying to go from.
Just with the bags.
Just with the bags.
Just with the bags. Yeah. But I always keep I keep it streetwear. I'm not gonna try and make it contemporary. I'm just gonna do duffels. I mean, the regular streetwear apparel, like jackets and peacoats and corduroy snapbacks. I'm gonna just have different materials, but it's always gonna be streetwear, and I'm gonna stay in that lane.
Okay. Do you ever see yourself doing things like a Ye and 50? I think also.
I would say Ye, because Ye's on another.
Ye's on another level, teaming with Reebok, but it's Yeezy.
Like a team up,
but it's a Yeezy.
I don't think so though, because he's not.
No, wait. And you said Ye's on another level. What do you mean by that?
It's Ye's with Reebok, but it's
no, Ye's not with Reebok.
No, he's not with Reebok.
He's with Adidas.
Adidas. My bad. Sorry.
I'm fucked that.
Nah. You see how you don't associate Yeezys is even though Jordan is signed. Jordan is still signed. No, Jordan is Jordan brand.
He has a lifetime
deal with Nike. But you see,
mail, by the way, shout out to Jordan.
You see how they are just their own entity, but with a bigger brand.
Yeah, I definitely think he elevated the brand.
He surpassed the brand. He's Yeezy. Yeah.
Surpassed what brand?
I don't think he surpassed the
brand. But
I think he elevated the brand. He revamped to me, because when he started coming in with his type of shoes,
made it seem similar.
Yeah, I think they started making adjustments because it's him and it's what's the other guy for Off-White? Virgil.
Virgil's with Nike, but
he's with Nike, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're right. Let's be honest. Adidas is not really who they are without Ye coming over there.
Yeah,
Ye took it over there with the help of Pharrell, but Ye really took it.
Pharrell. Yeah, but, with the Human Jones, right? Yeah.
But Ye is that dude. Honestly,
do you ever see yourself doing something in the future,
if they come to me, if they come to me, but it would have to be right though. Where I'm at though, they gotta come correct though. I'm tired of going to all these top-notch streetwear brands and the content creator is not the person that looks like me telling me where streetwear fashion is going. Like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Where are you from? Oh, Iowa? All right, like,
how do you know I know what nigga in
like,
New York.
You're trying to tell me what's hot. Like, bro, I know what's hot. You know what I mean? I came here in '89 and had to learn the African American culture through hip hop. That's how I got to understand their language, their dialect through hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I know where streetwear is going. Not saying I'm like the Omega, but like when you try to tell me, like, bro, like, come on. Like,
Somebody said that.
It's crazy.
I think it was a rapper voice. Ain't no dude from like Kentucky's going to tell me what to wear, how to look to appeal to my people.
But they'll tell you though.
Yeah, what's hot?
They'll tell you. Like, no, I know what your people like more than you.
Yeah, bullshit.
Or, no, I can tell you. You know, like,
but that's what happens when they get their money involved.
But then they'll say,
Yeezys, right?
But then, you know, I sound crazy, or, you know, people that speak the truth, we sound crazy, or like we're like anti whatever the establishment. No, but
they just credit your name.
It's just true. It's honestly true.
So what would be the ideal deal, the partnership that you would take?
Ideal partnership would just have to like include like a generational move. Like it would have to involve like outreach in like foreign countries or something. Like that's what I ain't really caring about having a collab with a Nike shoe or an Adidas. It's not about that. Like I want like, you know, world education too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
That's
the story.
The real story. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So it's not about grabbing a bag.
So you would like, you would want to be like have full autonomy of the design and like, cause some people do have that. Some people have like, I'm gonna put a shoe out, but I'm gonna design it how I want it to look, what colorway I want. Control. You know, the design I got. I know, like I have a vision in my head. I know this was going to do well. That's something you're looking for more so like that.
Yeah.
But in the world,
it has for the company to bring something to the table too.
Yeah, like not just not going to be money. Like, no, we're just going to just throw out the shoe and then everybody like, what the fuck is that? Like, no, like
they gotta have a vision.
They gotta really represent.
Isn't that the case with the Pharrell shoes too? Like, doesn't that represent something? I don't know, but like, isn't it?
Yeah, it does represent
something.
Him, and that's why his brand does very well with Adidas. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But he learned. I think maybe 2 years now he stopped overproducing the shoe.
Okay.
So now he hasn't come out with a Pharrell shoe in a while. And I think he should have. Because, you know, when you come out with a shoe every year, drop after drop, sometimes you cheapen.
I got you. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want that exclusive.
Rarity.
Well, that's what it was initially with the Yeezys, though, right? Like, they wasn't dropping, over when it was over at Nike, they wasn't dropping like that.
No. But, I mean, with a Yeezy, you can come out with that silhouette with different colorways. It's always going to sell. So, like, you know what they say, why not sell one thing a million times and sell it a million times?
Like my nigga Jordan.
You feel me? So like that's always the goal. That's always the goal. But like for the most part, when you design something, you want it to be coveted. Like, you know, back in the day, like, you know how we were, like when you cop a CD or, you know what I mean? You watch the video.
Yeah, because there's certain CDs you had to buy. You bought the first week, and you didn't buy the first week. When somebody got this, I bought a Busta Rhymes album, and it had. Remember when he came out? I think it was the Genesis album. He came out with a song with Puff Daddy, the remix.
Pastor
Cavassier.
So it wasn't the original.
On the original album, you bought the first week. That song wasn't on there. That song was on there. It was called "Get Your Ass Off Your Shoulders."
Yeah.
I had that CD.
Yeah.
I lost it and wound up having to buy. The second one, that song wasn't on there no more. Pastor Cavassier, that was on there. So I had to go search and find do CD stores to get that original, because just to say, hey, listen, when that CD dropped the first time, I had the original. Or like I got a Cannabis album. I bought the first one.
Oh, so you're the one?
Yeah. I bought a Cannabis album. I bought a Cannabis album, and it was a misprint on the back of the joint. It left the song off because of the misprint. They called on to it, and when they redid it, they put that song on there. But I have the original that has the misprint to it. So like, oh, I have the
bread.
I got it.
That's money right now.
Yeah, no, I ain't money.
I know, right?
Shout out.
No, what I'm saying, but that's what you say. Like,
it was a Jay-Z album, maybe.
But say like sneakers, you will want a sneaker like, damn, I don't get this shit this time, it's never being released again, ever.
I don't even trust that nowadays, though.
Yeah.
But no,
because they'll tell you that, and then they'll come out with the same one again.
But Jordan has some that are released that are never released again. It's certain.
Yes, he does. He does.
But they tell you that shit.
No. There's some shoes that just came out and he ain't released in 19 years, 15 years, 14 years.
Oh shit!
So he had,
Can you imagine having like the original, certain originals of the Jordans? You look at their soles and you try to do the re-release, like this is something different.
The Space Jams was like, I never bought them, but if you remember when we was young. And you saw them, and you was like, "Yo, which ones are them?" They never and then they came out. How many years later? Like,
but I bet you, if you
later,
I bet you if you found the original and found the remix, is certain shit that is off because it's more like
no, the ones that came out, the ones that you got, was they the first releases of the Space Jams?
No.
Oh shit.
No. If you have the first ones, you ain't gonna really ball in them.
Yeah, you should. Nah, fuck no.
Or walk in them. The soles are just gonna rip apart. Oh
damn! Oh, you mean if you have the originals?
Yeah.
Because they're okay.
There's some people like
niggas like that.
Like Legos.
They don't
Lego had they released a block mode, and people got a hold of the original block mode. But certain Legos, they destroyed the mold. They destroyed it. Like they had the mold and they destroyed it. So you can't recreate that original mold. So something might be little off that you won't be able to see, like Star Wars toys. Remember, we was watching Star Wars toys. Certain ones, you can tell what's the original, you can tell what's the remake. The original is worth more because it's just certain little details that are not in the remake, but there's only in the original.
Okay.
So that's what I'm guessing. That's what
lesson is, kids. When you get some shit like that, don't take it out the box.
Yeah, even the Jordans. I remember
even when you're a 40-year-old virgin.
I remember it. I remember Jordans when they like damn. I would never think these things would be remade like around 1,000 times. But I remember when the originals was getting a release. I'm like, I can't afford these shits. Like I got 4 brothers and shit. This is $100.
Yeah, 140.
No. I remember seeing the Jordan. I had an East Bay book, an old East Bay book. I opened that shit up. This was 94.
The only pair of Jordans she ever bought me, they were 140, 150, and she was pissed.
Nah, I remember back like 95, 94, and 4.
Okay, back then, yeah,
probably. I opened that shit at $100. Like I ain't got a fucking $100.
Probably.
Mom's like, the rent was like $400. Not thinking about it, that's a lot of money back in early 90s. Like damn, these shit's $100.
Yeah, I remember people were surprised at the 140. You know what? The one thing, my dad bought me some Jordans that one time. Anyway.
I got a pair of
he bought me some Jordans and it was 140.
Yeah, like I got my first pair of
140
ACG sneakers. I was like, yo, this shit was 120. I asked them the Army 10 ACG sneakers. Niggas, all the niggas on the corner had them. Like, I didn't have them. But I got them shits. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
120.
Yeah. Or when I got the first down jacket. He was like, how the fuck you afford a first down jacket in 97?
Triple fat goose,
first down in 97. I had that shit.
There's certain brands you just had to get.
My dad got it for me.
Just felt so like you made it.
Yeah.
When you had a triple fat goose.
That's for real.
Yeah.
Now that was
you were a different
person.
When you had a first down, you made it.
Yeah.
Starter jacket, you made it.
Yeah.
You know
it was polo jackets with us, like when I was a teenager. When you had that one polo jacket with just one polo size.
That's it. You was good.
That was it. I felt great.
I
got all the bitches.
When niggas had Coogee sweaters, it was like,
yeah.
how can you afford? Like, how can you afford it? I had I had a fucking bootleg Coogee.
But
and you can tell when you touch that shit. But you see, like,
enough.
how the fuck you afford a Coogee sweater? Even
Good
Cosby's rocking them Jones on the red, Big and all rocking them shits on the regular. You see them shits in the store, it's just like $3.
Well, they made it cool. Biggie made it cool. Like that's how we knew that it was cool. That's influence.
Influence, yeah.
When it comes with brands, like that comes with it. Influence. You know what I mean?
Have you tried to team? Speaking of, have you ever tried to team up with like certain like artists that are popping out and say, "Hey, bro, just rock the tee"?
Young Savage.
That's my homie. That's my homie though.
Okay.
Yeah. That's different. He just supports. Shout out to Sean Smith. But
Oh yeah, he did change it. My bad.
yeah, no, that's cool. But it's funny you said that. You see the songs. I don't know how you knew that.
I know everything.
Yeah, that's funny. That shout out to my boy Sean Smith. But nah, I don't really like reaching out like that. Nah.
More organic. Organic. I got you.
Oh yeah, more organic.
Yeah.
More organic. I don't really like reaching out.
Because it seemed like when a rapper or somebody prominently gets a hold of a brand, it just it's certain shit that like, what the fuck is that? And you see another nigga wearing that, now everybody wants to wear it. Like, nigga, when a regular nigga was rocking it, nobody was really checking for it. Like, oh, what the fuck is that? Because it was a high-end brand. Now you see this rapper guy. Oh,
I mean, that's how it is now. Like especially when it comes to music and stuff like that, and celebrities, you see them talk about it, they rap about it, they wear it. It's like they endorse it. And that right there is what creates the social buzz.
Is that what designers shoot for now, though? Do they want that, or do they want, like me personally? I think about like brands that are in Walmart. Like, what the fuck is a bitch name? Oh, she's not a bitch. She's a little girl.
Gloria Vanderbilt.
Well, I was gonna go with somebody else.
You got
the kids like JoJo Siwa is a little girl who started doing like.
Oh yeah, my daughter likes that.
Nigga.
Yeah, my daughter. That shit's expensive.
This little girl's making money hand over fist. She do bows, right? I got 2 nieces that live with me. That's the shit that they want. This little motherfucker is making money hand over fist, but she goes like. The average person is what I'm saying. Like, so not just the, like, you know what I mean?
Look at the shirt I'm wearing right now. This was a Payless shirt. At the beginning, you can find Champion.
Oh yeah.
And Payless. Nobody wants to rock this shit.
But
niggas start rocking it. Now it's expensive as fuck.
But you got no, but that Champion has different divisions. So the
cheap ass division.
No. They just have Champion that's now a global brand. So they have a streetwear department. They have a 40 and up department. They have.
That's what Kevin got his shit.
Yeah, they say
Is that the 40 and up? Because this is 40 and up for fucking Nike.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they got they that global. They know how to market. Champion is everywhere. It's like you get some Champion sneaks that you'll see in Walmart.
Yes.
You know what I mean, Champion got sneaks in Walmart.
Yeah.
Champion got sneaks in Payless. But then Champion got sneaks in Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Foot Action.
Right. Them shits.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
They corner the market, man. They're a universal brand. You know what I mean?
So speaking on that, so how hard is it to know what audience to target? Like our podcast, we try to target a certain people, but you know, we may have people that 60-year-old that listen to our show.
Hello, weirdos.
We may have like teens, but like, how do you know to say this is going to that? This is for this demographic. That's for that demographic. That's for that.
Does it depend on the piece?
This is going to be released in this store, that store, that store. You can only find, like you said, 3 different.
I mean, I know what I like, right? And then you dive into the culture that you're representing, and you know what they like, and the foundation of it, and your listeners or whatever your target audience is going to follow. You just gotta do your homework. If you really live this life, like no matter what it is, you gotta put in this homework. Everything looks like it's that easy. Just like a snapback. You know, you just walk by it, you see the display in the store, and you just look at it as a hat. But then when you say, all right, what does it take to make the hat? Now you gotta know the material you need, the dimensions of the brim, right? From the front to the hat, you gotta know. Yeah, you gotta know
You do. You ever seen nigga with a bill that's too long?
Then you gotta know the stitch
How the fuck
they're
do
in.
you get that right, though?
You gotta know the stitch they're in. You gotta know all that. You know what I'm saying? On top of the embroidery, everything. You know what I mean? Damn. It's a lot. You know what I mean? Just like somebody that looks at this mic. I look at this mic because I'm not all into it. I don't see the intricacies. I just see it's a mic.
Condenser mic, but whatever.
Whatever it's called.
I'm fucking with you.
The person that actually make this mic, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So just like I had to learn too. You know what I mean? It's just not that. Like, it takes a lot.
Yeah, it's a reason why you're where you are.
Just some people are like, all right, I need you to sketch this hat. You're like, what? What's a sketch? Oh no, I need you to sketch the dimensions. What's the dimensions of the hat? Matter of fact, the logo that you want on the front, what's the dimensions of the logo? You're like, what? The dimensions of the logo? I don't know. Like, no, what's the dimensions? Then you gotta be like, all right, get a measurement of the hat itself from the center, right? And then do the dimensions. And then give it to them. Because then if you don't know, then they're like, oh shit, we got an amateur.
And they can do anything.
We can do anything.
Damn.
And then
you putting all this money up, and then you haven't trusted them. Like, no, go ahead and do it. Yeah, make it like the new era hats. No, motherfucker, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, really, like, you really got to. And, you know, that's why a lot of people start out as t-shirt brands and then die right there because they're not ready to put in the work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
I see a lot of that. Yeah, you know, my cousin doing his own brand, and I forgot about that. This will be. I'll point this out to him.
Yeah,
like this particular podcast. I think this is definitely very, very helpful.
Like I could look at that hoodie right there and know that hoodie weighs about 11 ounces. So that's something that you got to learn throughout the times. That's an 11-ounce hoodie. You know what I mean? The typical hoodie that a lot of people sell is like 6.7, 7-ounce hoodies. And those are the Gildan, the little cheap joints.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That people be trying to sell for $40, $50. Like, nah,
like
get out of here.
Put a little iron on it.
Yeah. Like, nah. You know
but that is because it's heavy.
Yeah, it's 11 ounces.
Damn.
Because a lot of people, if I grab the shirt, I'm like,
too many ounces.
Not too many ounces, but you were just feeling like this shit feels cheap.
Flimsy.
It feels like it's going to catch your nail. This shit gonna rip apart.
This
shit back.
Those are the t-shirts that weigh about 45 ounces. 4.5 ounces.
Interview.
So yeah, that's really what. Like I do the same thing. Like, but I think that's why. And this is such an obvious point, but that's why people are willing to pay more for shit like that. Mm-hmm. I never realized
you always pay for quality.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize until I got older, like, certain clothes are so expensive. Mm-hmm. Nigga, it's a reason. When you wear that shit, you feel that shit like, ooh.
Yeah, you feel good. I used to buy bootleg shit, but now, like, nah, like, listen.
See, back in the day, you buy bootleg shit and
just to look fly.
It's not that you would feel good. It's like, I gotta buy, but you would know in the back of your mind, like, yo, nobody better not find out.
Yeah. But now I buy for the quality. Like, I want my sneakers to be comfortable. Yes,
that's all I want.
They the ones I want. Okay, I bought a pair of LeBrons. I always used to say to myself, I'm never going to spend $200 on sneakers. I'm a LeBron head. Anything LeBron drops, I like him as a person. Mm-hmm. I said, I'm never going to spend $200 on sneakers. But one time I went to Foot Lockers, it's just for $200. It was the 10s. I'm like, you know what?
Nice silhouette.
Fuck it. I love these sneakers. I understand these shits is 2 beans, but I got to have these shits. Mm-hmm. I want them on my feet.
Mm-hmm. So would you say that you bought into his story? Is the reason why you chose LeBron?
I chose LeBron, like, because
I think that's the case.
I bought LeBron for his story. I like LeBron how he represents us as a people.
And you bought it because of his brand.
Because of his brand, what he meant. I don't like him as a basketball player. Everybody know I nigga on my fucking nerves.
He the greatest.
I nigga on my nerves.
We know Jordan. You feel
Jordan's go because I know because I'm how I feel about it. But as his brand and his story, what he represents to my people, I don't give a fuck how much I hate him as a person. I'm always going to support his brand. LeBron drop a sneaker, I'm going to cop the sneakers. Like I said, I just bought a pair of LeBron now, $150 for them shits. I give a fuck. I had to have them. I gotta have.
Showing the people how much money you get. And word, I'm feeling you. Keep dropping.
I don't think I've ever.
I got a gun too. So y'all niggas think I got money. You gonna run up on me with that goofy shit?
No, you ain't want to enter my world.
I don't think I've ever paid under 109. No, I said I've never paid under $190 for Jordans.
Was $396.
Oh, they was
for
made
the
of gold.
South Beach Don C's 2s. They retailed at $650 and I got it for $396. And then sold it for $650.
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, you make a profit.
But that's the most I spend on the shoe. You know what I mean? But now would I do that? Nah.
I don't have the wherewithal to sell.
Unless you're flipping it.
To sell sneakers.
Not even flipping it. Now it's just like I ain't trying to. I'm cool.
Yeah,
How many feet?
Again?
Only got 2 feet.
I only got 2 feet.
How many shoes do I need? And I used to have like 150, 200 shoes.
Yeah.
Real talk. Yeah. I got the pictures in my phone, but I mean, I do have that. I had that many, but after a while, it's like,
how many sneakers can you wear?
Yeah, why am I don't care.
That's why I stopped at where I'm at now. I was like, man, I ain't buying no more. So I can't wear them.
Like I ain't gonna my shit. I wear LeBrons, but I'm getting all of his different designs, but just different colorways, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
So
if you got 12 different joints, I'm getting every one in that brand, and that's it.
So
okay.
So I got 3 different LeBrons. I got 3 different pair of LeBrons now. Right now, I've got the Kyries and everything. I got 3, but they're all different. They're not the same.
You face a different challenge, though.
Huh?
I say you face a different challenge also when you're buying sneakers
Yeah,
because like you have a certain size.
Even like I got a limited edition of bronze. Niggas, every time they ask me, they seem like, damn, where you get them shit? Like you can't find them no more. But I wear them shits maybe. If I wear them shits twice a year, 3 times a year, that's about it. Them shits just sit in the shoebox.
That's how I do my trees. Yeah, I do my trees the
them
same
shits
way.
come out 3 times a year. Niggas, every time niggas, I get the same compliments, and I dust them shits back off. Put it right back in the box. Like that's it. I'm not wearing them more than me. Like these Kobe's I'm wearing.
Oh, you got Kobe's on?
Yeah, once or twice. Because they white. They just white. I just wear them once or twice. I wear my Kobe's here and there. I don't. Like this is the first time I wore them twice. I haven't wore. When I bought them shit like 4 years ago, and I wore them once. This is the first time I wear them multiple times, but she just sits in my closet. But it's just certain sneakers like that I got that I wear every day. My Kyries I wear every day. My KDs I wear every day. Certain one of my LeBrons, they only come out
when you're ready to stone.
Yeah, when I'm ready to stone. But that's because I spend like $200-300 on these sneakers, man.
I want to keep them shits.
Yeah,
I want to keep them looking right.
And I don't know, you know what I mean? I ain't really a big sneaker head. I ain't really a fashion dude either. Like, I don't care. I came from this grimy ass place, so. Yeah, I did. I was grimy.
Hard to keep
keep it clean.
You came from the grimy.
Nah, I wasn't that grimy, but it's like niggas like, you had to fight where I was at. I ain't got time to fight niggas.
You had to wear your fight.
I just got tired of fighting niggas. You looking fly like, God damn, I'm gonna fight today.
You out here with your fighting pants on going.
I come and fly you nigga, you trying to stone niggas like, here we go.
Better ready to get naked, boy.
Always about being fly.
Hand the nigga your shoes, like, hold on, nigga, hold on 1 second.
Hold
shirt, hand
always.
the nigga your hat, coat, all that shit, you gon' fight.
Got ready to get naked.
That's a sick fight. But yeah, so yeah, we know the whole story. But what about like where we can find your stuff at? Where we can find you at?
Yeah, everything. You know,
you can find me at uglyduklyn.com, UGLYDUKLYN.com. There's no C in Ugly Duklyn. No C. All right.
Word.
All right.
It's L-Y-N-I-N-G.
And then, yeah, the L-Y-N. Then we're on Instagram at Ugly Duklyn Clothing on Instagram, and Twitter, Facebook.
And these is the.
What if they wanted to come to buy apparel?
Oh, if you want to come buy apparel, we're at the Fashion District, which is formerly known as the Gallery at Rec Philly. We're on the 2nd floor, right next to the Nike outlet.
These are bags we're talking about.
Oh yeah, those are the duffel bags right there.
Oh, that focus crazy,
man.
Yeah, I fuck with them Jones, man.
We got, we got snapbacks, tees, hoodies. Well, we sold out, but
do you find yourself like maybe venturing into jeans and shoes or different types of apparel other than what
jeans? No, but I would definitely do camos.
Yeah,
we're definitely doing camel pants.
I like camos.
We're definitely doing camel pants. That's a must.
What about like sweats?
And we're gonna do sweats. We're gonna do
sweatsuits.
Sweatsuits. We're gonna do basketball shorts, hockey jerseys, basketball jerseys. Or we coming up with arsenals like. We're doing streetwear, bomber jackets, satin jackets.
Yo, I was just looking at that shit. Jackets. I really want one.
Yeah, let me see that bomber, dog.
We got a
Because I
bunch.
need a new bomber. I need a new bomber, actually, so I'm
Hold on.
if I'm going to buy with somebody, I'm going to buy with somebody that look like me. That's just how I feel. Sorry.
I would rather.
I'd rather. So
I like this one. I don't know. Is that a bomber jacket?
It's a bomber, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a bomber.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Hey, 'cause I was about to spend mad bread on a bomber. So I need a new one. Got some bullshit on
I
that.
really underestimated how much money you actually getting, bro.
My wife.
I'm talking about him. Yeah, I underestimated that.
You know, that's
You say you about to buy another bomber? What else you about to do?
He was about to buy.
He gonna
I'm
reconstruct
fixing
the
my house.
whole
That's all I'm
basement,
doing.
the house. He bought a $200 pair of sneakers. He about to get
That
a
was
new
years
whip.
ago.
Is there something you're not telling us?
He about to get a new whip
Yeah.
and give his daughter his
Yeah,
old
my
whip.
Right, yeah.
my girl
Yeah.
is back to work. That's the difference.
What she working?
Okay,
She
so
working
the
with
rich.
Chi picking up the air.
She-
So she's rich,
You know what I'm saying?
and you're
She's the real MVP.
she's your sugar. Okay, I
That's
get it.
all black
Yeah.
women.
My girl bought me them LeBrons for Valentine's Day.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
All right, you're
Them $200 ones I bought myself, but my recent LeBron, she bought them for Valentine's Day. So I went out. She killed me at the paint.
So I see
You know,
the
she killed me at the paint store and like I
Just
mean,
knock
killed
her
me
up.
and killed me at the Nike store.
Knock her up so you can continue to get gifts from her.
Knocked
You
up.
are a class act, my friend.
Knocked up. Our son is 11.
Well, you just had a baby.
You had another baby. What the fuck
You
does
just
that
had a
mean?
baby,
So that's how you
genius.
feel? You just had babies, you forget about them?
I know I had a baby. Our son is 11 and this is newborn little hollering ass mom.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
you didn't start
bro.
getting gifts until.
Okay, man. Listen, stop getting my fucking first life. Wrap this shit up.
I'll call you back, okay?
Yeah,
I'll call
shit.
you
Here
back.
for the unprofessional podcast.
I'll
Man.
call you
Sorry, I
back.
apologize for that.
I'm still shooting, all right? I'll
Yes.
call you back.
So let's wrap this up. All right, Dre, come on. You know how to do it. Get up the phone. Come on, wrap this shit up.
All right.
Damn,
So
motherfucker.
so yeah. So once again, we are your hosts. Because first of all, before I end it, this was very informative.
Yes.
It was, yo.
Yeah.
I
Like
appreciate that.
No
and
problem.
I see myself listening back to this, just trying to pick up different nuggets that we kind of missed by making a joke or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna recommend this type of this podcast to my friends who are trying to do the same shit.
That's the whole purpose of we may do a fucking funny one, but we can be serious sometimes.
Yep.
Nah, not you.
Nigga, I'm always serious.
But
Which makes it even funnier.
Yeah, I never took life serious, but okay, go ahead, Dre. We are your host.
once again, we are your hosts,
It's cool, Kev.
Dash.
and I'm Big Dre. We want to thank our guests,
Francis London.
and we had a good time.
Yes,
Great
sir.
time.
Peace.
Kev, you got hit the off button now. Niggas always see me walking on the screen doing this shit.
Thank you guys, man.
That was. I'll tell you one thing. That was 10 times better than the first one. You don't think so?
What? Then keep
The
talking.
second one, yeah.
Big Dre.